Good morning. Welcome back. Once again, we are still on the topic divorce. Divorce, which is a legal separation between a man and his wife, rather, due to some certain factors, incompatibility between the two couples, is a random issue in our society now. Because when you feel that you're not getting what you want in your marriage, you fight for a divorce. And with the recent happenings now, we will see that this issue of divorce is getting out of hand. Many people have different views and opinions about this divorce. And today we have a new guest in our midst, in the person of Mr. Kingsley. So he'll be telling us more on this, what he understands the concept divorce, and if there are any advantage or any reason why a man should file for a divorce in his marriage. So over to you, Mr. Kingsley.
Okay, thank you. Just like you rightly mentioned, divorce is it's one of the menace troubling families now. Marriages are on the verge of divorces. We've been hearing many divorce cases now, and that is unfortunately it's mostly among young couples that we think many marriages, highly celebrated marriages, you see after some couple of months you see them going through the battles of divorces, and many things can actually cause these things, this divorce of a thing. There are a lot of factors that can cause them, like she mentioned, incompatibility and the rest of them. Have infidelity and maybe not actually knowing your partner uh, well enough, and getting into the marriage, you find out that it is not what you bargained for. Then, are there advantages, are there benefits, or are there good sides of divorce? I can actually say yes, that there are good side of divorce. As Christians anyway, we know that the Bible is against divorce, but then we actually support separation and divorce also, because when the life of a partner, when the life of someone is being threatened, I think going your separate ways is actually the best of it. We've actually had couples who have stayed in bad marriages died. We have the case of the previous years of Loto Sinachi, the popular one. We still have unpopular ones in marriages in homes that doesn't get in the news there. So when you're the life of a partner, be it the man or the man can be violent, the woman can still be the violent one in the marriage. So as soon as you are threatened, your life, there is a threat to life in marriage. I think divorce is necessary, separation is necessary. So it's better to be alive and be unmarried than to want to stay married and you meet your death. So once there is a threat of life, we support separation and divorce. So the good side of divorce here now is that you go out with your life. There are still life after marriage. There are still life there. So threat to
I
life
want to ask you a
is one
question.
of them.
What if very good? You mentioned threat to life. There comes in the work of the therapist, because sometimes most people who have these bipolar issues, who have these psychological problems of, there's something I saw, Othello's syndrome, whereby a man imagines that the wife is cheating, whereby the wife is not cheating, but once you see your wife, you start imagining that your wife is cheating, and the result is that you start hitting your wife. I've seen a case whereby the man is taking under therapy, and these actions are being corrected. So don't you think that even though, yes, that you live with your life, that when you fight for a divorce because there is a threat to life, that also that therapy can also help the person in question, because even if you leave the person will still go on to look for another partner. You understand me?
Yeah, that's true. Like, well, from the Christian perspective, divorce is not it. We encourage separation for thus separating. You live apart. So that time therapy session can go on, because if you are saying that we live together, undergoing therapy session, it's the recovery is not a one-day job. You don't go to therapy at once and everything gets well. That fear, that issue is there already. So within the therapy section sef, the man or the woman, the violent one can still the thing can still come upon him and he kills whoever is the partner there.
Okay.
Well, what I want to add to that is that, you know, for divorce to take place, it's not an immediate something. So, adding to what you people have just said, you know, they go through some quarrels, understanding, misunderstanding before it actually lands in divorce. So there, the therapy of the thing comes up because you can still, like he said, give that counseling. Yet the said partner we tend to accept in the public, but in the house it continues. I think that's what brings about that divorce.
So, based on the advantages, are you done? Is there any other? You see that when there's a threat to life, the person that files for divorce lives with his life. Is there any other good thing that comes out of this divorce?
Basically, you go on with your life. There are still many achievements like these kind of marriages that are your life is threatened, and there are a lot of things that comes before divorce. There are women that their men don't want them to grow. After that,
Self discovery.
yes, you discover yourself. You begin to grow on your own path, and the rest of them, there is nobody's overshadowing you again, and the rest of them. So you see, some people after divorce, they tend to live a better life self. So it's one of those things.
All right, psychologically, this question it goes to you. You know that anything that has good, yeah, has a good side will also have a bad side. That is the disadvantages, the effects, the bad effects of this divorce. Because most people will leave their marriage damaged. They will be what we say irreparable. You cannot repair them again. So,
Thank you. Um, in divorce, we tend to have more of disadvantage than advantage. Like the first speaker rightly said, one can discover his or her life and get on well, and there will be life. But another thing is, what it shows is that our young couples don't even know the meaning of marriage because that's where it starts. To know the meaning of marriage, that marriage is built on a rock. The foundation must be built on a rock. Rock that is one, love, two, trust, three, knowing that marriages should be found on understanding. So, most of this, even the celebrities who do all this celebrity life, they think that they know it all, but they don't know anything about marriage because the divorce among the celebrities is very, very alarming. Maybe because they are somebody, they think they are already somebody, then they cannot um, bend down under a man. It's not good. For marriage, that's a different institution. So some divorces come when they already have children. That is the worst. That's the worst part of it, where the children will be left devastated. The children of divorced family mainly, most at times, are those you find out that are thugs, that are drug, that are those that are involved in taking drugs, that are armed robbers. They think anything bad is mainly from a bad divorced family or a bad managed home where the parents cannot come together to train the children the way they should go. so that the society will be improved. Another part aspect of that divorce is when the children might be left in the custody of one of those two people who is the worst person out of the two. Because sometimes, if they should go to court, the custody of the children might be left in the hand of the woman, thinking the woman is the better person to take care of the child, the children. When in the actual aspect of a particular family, is the man that can take care of the children. And vice versa. What it actually causes is a bad society, because those children will not grow to have respect. They have no immoral training. They have no, even their educational aspect of life is threatened, and so many other things. Some women even come into the marriage thinking that if he's a rich man, with time she will poison the man and maybe carry his her properties and go. In the end, you find out that you cannot even lay hand on the property.
Just like the case of
The recent case we had about Hakim and his wife. Another one is for a man maybe to kill the wife and to acquire her bank account or something. He doesn't know that it doesn't go that way. But why involve life and death? So to really get married and start looking suing for divorce is not actually advised. And I want to add something in the advantage. You know, some people marry, they don't know their blood levels, their blood group, the genotype, the incompatibility level. And when they get married, you find out that they cannot produce offspring.
healthy offspring.
Not only healthy, they cannot even produce living offspring. In this aspect, when the man and the wife understand themselves and they go redo the test, they can agree to go their separate ways so that each person will look for who that is compatible with him or her. That's a good advice. That's a good divorce. Thank you.
Okay. My question goes like this to you: is there any disadvantage on the separated individuals? You know, for example,
The man and the wife.
yes, you see a woman who has been subjected to violence, to many years of domestic violence. She has been told off that she's good for nothing, that she cannot achieve anything without the man, that her life revolves around the man. This person now psychologically is damaged. If eventually the lady gets a divorce, do you think the person can recover from this? Because you know that we have the mind unconsciously, the mind has started absorbing these things, these bad words, this negativity, and the person after leaving the marriage might think that I'm good for nothing, I cannot achieve anything. Do you think that that person, that kind of human being, that kind of lady can be what would I say, repaired?
Yes and no. Because why I said yes and no is because there are individualistic differences. Some individuals, once they separate or once they get divorced, the woman moves on, the man moves on. Yet, we can see some divorces, especially of underage, where the woman will now be withdrawn, depressed, and so on. Especially if it's a young girl who is not educated, is not wise, is a timid person, because some men will go for timid girls, thinking that
The ones that can
the
subjugate.
one they can threaten, the one they can use as rag. The only savior of the girl is somebody that might be by the side and enforce divorce, but the girl will forever remain withdrawn, except, of course, where I said no, is the girl, if on her own
She's a fighter.
family side sees somebody that will say, don't die because you came out of this marriage, and try to talk her out. It will also take some years, because she has taken some years to take in negativity, abuses, and all these things. So for her to remove it from her subconscious mind, it will also take somebody who is really a good counselor, a good advice, a good mother, a good friend, a good family member to bring her out. And in fact, send her to school, then she will pick up. So also to the men. Some men will now, from divorce, will become drunkards, drug addicts. They will just abandon
Life.
everything, abandon even themselves to the fate of anything that becomes of them.
So can you also contribute? Is there any advice to someone like this that has left marriage, the person is devastated, the person thinks that he or she is irreparable?
The apart from the psychological damage, the society it's also not fair on divorced ladies, especially in this part of the world.
Yes.
You know, well, you always see people talking about say this one that couldn't keep her
Her
home,
marriage.
don't go for her. She's a bad egg. She can't. She's bad, and no, they don't even take into cognizance what led to the divorce and the rest of them. So the society also damages the woman for herself, even from what she's coming out from the marriage. So you know, it takes a lot of things for this type of ladies to recover and to make it more in life. But then there are, like you said, fighters. There are people who they've thrown all these baggages to them, and they say, okay, I want to prove these people wrong. I want to show the society I am not this what they are saying that I am. You see them fighting, and you see eventually people around, because you can't hide the light. People around will definitely see, okay, this thing they are saying of this person is actually not correct, and you see this person prevailing in life. And again, to recover, people, ladies especially, should also know that I am not what people say I am. Know by yourself, have this self, discover yourself again, and continue to push it in life. What people say about you does not really matter. It can still be changed. And the thing is that once people see light, once people see the stuff you are made of, it tends to reduce all this negativity. Again, definitely these people are it affect them in life. People that has not overcome them these negativities, they come, you see people having bad vibes, bad negativity around them. You see the issues of distrust, people that came out of divorce.
They
Most times, yes, they hardly trust
trust.
again. If you talk about love to them again, if you talk about marriage to them again, it will sometimes hard for them to reconsider and want to take that journey again, because some of them will say, I've taken that journey before, I know what it took on me, I know the sacrifice I made, and this is what I ended up with, and they want to focus on their life and forget about family again, forget about marriage, forget that it was bad before. Does not mean that it's just like that all through. So these are some of the negativities, disadvantages, and the after effects of divorce.
You know that the modernists they believe that life it must exist first. The existentialism it must exist first before the essence of life. So my advice goes to all the divorcees, no matter the stigma, the stigmatization coming out from the society, be yourself, fight for yourself. don't feel depressed that because I'm divorced, I cannot do anything again. No, you must first as an individual exist. And next on this divorce of a thing, we'll be discussing famous divorces, what caused them, and we will also like to see your comments on the comment section. Thank you. Watch out for the next episode.